Last week I did a couple of lessons over 4 days for 4 hours each. One session for grades 4 to 6 and one session for grades 7 to 9. And the first day we covered stuff like logo and basic, but then a lot of the rest of the time we spent with Tic-80, and I just thought I'd show off some of the games that they made. So I made a bunch of various examples in Tic-80. Tic-80 is very cool. It's like this little mini computer thing. You can do your coding in here with Lua or a lot of other languages. Your sprite editors here, so this could be world tiles and then like character tiles, a map editor, sound effects editor, and a music editor. So it's kind of everything all in one. And so that's kind of what we used for 3 of the 4 days, just to kind of have them experience making art for a game, making graphics for a game, music, and doing some coding, though the 13 plus year old kids did a lot better at it than, like, the younger kids need a lot more hand holding. So let's just look at some of these. So this one's probably my favorite. So here's like various art. I didn't really look at the assets. Look how organized this is. But if we run it, oh wait, this isn't what I remember for like the level. I wonder how you change the level. Okay, well it seems like every time I run the program it gives me a different one. But this is Lawn Flamer, and this was because the student was going to make a game initially just about lawn mowing, and then he said, oh, this thing on top kind of looks like a gun. So he did projectiles. So you basically just set everything on fire, or you have this flamethrower. So it was like, I'd show them some example code and then they'd go and make whatever they wanted on their own. It seems like it runs a different level every time I randomly run it. So this looks like an already mostly burnt yard and you're just setting everything on fire. Yep, there's that. There's a yard, and we can just like launch a fireball. So there's that one. Let's see. I wonder if I should do the older kids stuff first or just kind of go top to bottom. It might be easier to do top to bottom. This one, this is from the younger age group, but they did a lot of art. I don't know if they did any music. Some of them played around with the music editor. I ended up basically mostly writing the code for a lot of the younger kids, but you go over to the lake, you cast your line, and then there's just this random generator. I think it has to hit a 5, yeah. And then you catch it and you hit the button, and then there's like you can't really see it. There's like a thing right here that you caught. So he wanted to work on a fishing game, and we did a fishing game. It has HP, but nothing else was really implemented. Because with the class of like 15, 9 to 12-year-olds, it was hard to like get all of the features that everyone wanted. Moon mages. Let's look at the art. So this girl did this character art, this little ghosty guy. And again, I did most of the code because this was the younger group, but we go back and forth. We have a HP amount. You just have to kind of get past the ghost and go over here, and then there's a dragon, and then just more game art. So a lot of the games we did like transitioning between levels in the map. I'll show you like Tic-80's map editor. You can basically build out this whole world and then just kind of switch your XY coordinates of where you're at on the map, and just you don't have to worry about implementing it. It's kind of nice for doing prototypes and whatever. Let's do Mushroom Bishop. I don't think I even played this one. This kid made multiple games, so we can hear that they did music. I don't know how to play this. The action buttons don't seem to do anything. What was their other one? It was the werewolf one, I think. We'll just open that one. So this one, they had like a mart and a little guy. So the way you play it, it's so loud. But you come over here, there's a countdown timer up top. You come here and grab that steak, and you have to give it to the werewolf. And then it generates a new steak, and you give it to the werewolf, and so on. So it's just kind of like pick and sticks, but a little bit more going on. Okay, so let's see, June 5, Pirate Adventure. So then this kid drew these different weapons and then figured out how to get them overlaid on the characters. I don't know, I accidentally hit a button when I was on the music screen, so I might have... No, I just saved over it. Okay, well... Yeah. They made some music. Load. This one also was pretty sophisticated. We worked on a menu system, which includes just basically making the menu in a map and then taking XY coordinates here and saying, okay, if you click and the distance to that button is this or that, then we add to this item. They have all these sprites. We did this, so we have the bee. And you come over here, we open, and you can buy something. We have 1,000 money, buy a flower, and then you can go, well, you have to click it here first. Click it, and then you plant it. Did I mess it up? Do you click there? Okay, you click with the mouse. And then you'll harvest it, and you can go sell it, or maybe it auto sells, I don't remember, but we'll do that. Click on that, click over there, and then their flower grows over time. I think this might have been the sold amount, or the harvested amount, I guess. And then over here, I don't know if you implemented this part. No, but that was pretty cool too, because quite a few different features. Let's see, Sabertail. This one, oops, had a lot of characters, very Undertale. So this just feels like old NES games. I thought I could fire bullets, but we added these little characters that move in different ways and then shoot or do other things. And then, yeah. I don't know if this one lets you move to other areas. No. Let's see. Load. June 5. Suburbia Simulator. So they did a lot of little tiles and then a lot of little characters. Did they make a song? Let's see how it sounds. Oh, okay. But then you just, ooh, you move around, you explore suburbia, and you got your little dog, and you move kind of fast. We might have adjusted that for debugging purposes, but just a lot of little details. Let's look at the map editor. So you can see there's like this whole street here. There's like a little house in the lake over here. Very cute. Load. Two's World. So this one was another little kid. He did all these graphics and these little two characters. Got these. You can see the different levels. I never saw this one. I didn't know he made like this extra level thing down there. But we couldn't do a whole lot. He wanted to do bricks in the sky to jump on, and that would have been more physics than I was prepared to implement for a class. But basically, there's like a bad guy. If you hit it, it resets your game. We did have coins working, but I told him we'd have to spawn the coins in the code because I wasn't sure how to edit like maps from the code at that point. Then we go to the house, and then it resets the game. Load. Warriors Hunt. This one also had a lot of art. Looks like someone in a house on fire over there. And then some various characters at our little place. Yeah, choosing your character you're gonna play. Some of this stuff was harder to do for like the having so many features in one little game. Whenever the 13-plus-year-old group was maybe only 7 kids, and then the other group was like 15, so that was harder to answer all the questions. This might be an old version, but it had other characters that would like shoot or like you could fire at them and kill them. But those are some of the games. That's not all of them, but I thought those were kind of the coolest. And what I think I'll do next time if I teach this again, which they might ask me to do next summer. I have another class at the end of July, but that one's going to be creative coding, so that might be more using code to generate music and art. But what I think I'll do next time is kind of, especially for the younger group, pre-write a lot of the features and like maybe give them, here's a template Legend of Zelda NES style game, here's a template Mario platformer style game, and then they can kind of customize the art and music from there, and we could add on to things. Or maybe I can create more simplified functions so that they can just call the functions as needed. But again, the little kids didn't seem to want to do much coding. Like, I don't know. It's a lot of symbols, a lot of syntax. I did get them to write BASIC, so we did make little stories and Mad Libs in BASIC. But, you know, it was my first time teaching a group of 8 to 12-year-olds, so I still have a lot to learn as well. Yeah, so I've also been working on these for just prototyping some basic games, getting something done. This is meant to be played like on a phone where you can use the touch screen. But I like it as a prototyping tool since you have the art editor and the, well, I died there, but that's okay. No stars. But since it has the image editor and the sprite editor and all of that, it has the little music writer, you can kind of just focus on making a game prototype and not have to worry about all of the other tool set part of things. Are you writing your own map editor? Are you using tiled? And so on and so forth. So that has been pretty fun. I finished this prototype, but I'm working on another one. I was thinking of doing, you can see, middle class miner, where your parents need money and you're a child, so you're going to do child labor and go mine minerals to help support your family. This one is about being a gig worker and you make food deliveries. But, yeah, it's just a really simple rhythm game because I've never made a rhythm game before. Okay, so again, if you're interested, definitely check out Tic-80. They have a free version. I have the pro version, which is only $10. There's a lot of stuff on here as well. So if I like type in surf, you can view games and tech demos that other people have made. So there's a whole lot of stuff in here. Demo scene things. You can see the source code when you open something up, like let's open Pac-Man 80. So we're running it. And some people made it a lot more polished than I have. But then you can also go in and like look at the art. Do that. If we do new, you can do all of these languages are supported. The pro version, that's $10. That will let you export your code to like your Lua file or whatever. What that looks like is basically the entire game in one file. And then you could edit it in a text editor that has more screen space than the Tic-80. So what that looks like is, here's my game code. Let me turn off white space. And you have all your code down here, and then it has the music and art, the images, the tiles and such, are all represented down here. So whatever you fill out, it just adds to the program. You can also export to multiple platforms or just like an HTML to play in the browser. You can use it in the browser over here, though I don't know where it would save anything to. I don't think you'd be able to save anything, but you could do folder. It says that. Oh, I don't know if it'd be at that location because that seems like it would get full pretty fast. But you would just type folder in Tic-80 to see where your files are. Again, it has all those. There's a development version on GitHub, and then I also have it on my phone, but I bought it on itch.io for that full version. So that's pretty cool. Highly recommend.